Hello learners, previously lesson 6 in form 4 we were dealing with determining the solubility. In this lesson, lesson 7, we are still dealing with that determination in example 4 because we are done previously example 1, 2 and 3. In example 4, we have in an experiment to determine the solubility of sodium hydroxide, 25 centimeter cube of a saturated solution of sodium hydroxide weighing 28 gram was diluted in a volumetric flask and the volume made to 250 centimeter cube mark. 25 centimeter cube of this reacted completely with 25 centimeter cube of 0.2 mole or molar hydrochloric acid according to the question. We have sodium hydroxide solution reacting with the hydrochloric acid solution to form sodium chloride solution and also water. Learners, this equation is self-balanced. Okay, here we are dealing with determination or calculating solubility, and we are using mole concept. Remember, we can use mole concept to calculate solubility. Learners, in form 3, topic 2, chemistry of the mole, we have learned volumetric analysis or titration. We were having something called direct titration. And in direct titration, we were having a standard solution. A standard solution is a solution whose concentration and volume is known. In our case here, we have 25 centimeter cube of 0.2 molar hydrochloric acid. So that means, in our case here, hydrochloric acid is the standard solution because we have it is volume and also it is molarity or concentration. So what were the procedures for calculating now the analyte? Like, what I mean is the mass of the analyte, if you want the mass of the analyte. So the first step, you are supposed to calculate the number of moles of the standard solution. That's the hydrochloric acid. Thereafter, you use this equation here, given, using mole ratio to calculate the number of moles of the analyte. In our case, sodium hydroxide. Thereafter, you are supposed to look your aim like. If you are looking for the mass, you just try to have the moles, then you multiply by the RFM so that you get your mass. Okay, let's start the first question. We are told calculate the number of moles of hydrochloric acid used. Learners, what was the formula for calculating number of moles? If you want to calculate moles, we are going to get molarity. We are going to use molarity multiplied by volume used and divided by 1000. In our example here, we are having our molarity to be 0.2 multiplied by 25 centimeter cube, which is our volume, then divided by 1000. Here we are going to get 0.005 moles. This is our number of moles. Number of moles is gotten by molarity times volume used over 1000. So thereafter, in question Romeo 2, we are told the number of moles of sodium hydroxide in 20 centimeter cube. Okay, check here. We are told 20 centimeter cube of this reacted with 25 centimeter cube of 0.2 molar hydrochloric acid. And the number of moles of this we have already gotten here as 0.005. So this 20 centimeter cube they're asking us on sodium hydroxide, it has reacted with 25 centimeter cube of 0.2 mole. That means we can get the number of moles of the sodium hydroxide in 20 centimeter cube by using now mole ratio using the equation given. So what is the mole ratio between sodium hydroxide ratio hydrochloric acid? As you can see, it is 1:1 because 1 and 1 are hidden there. So we know the number of moles of hydrochloric acid because we have gotten here the number of moles of hydrochloric acid used as 0.005. So what about the number of moles of sodium hydroxide? Let's cross multiply. So it will be 1 times 0.005 over 1. It will give you the same number of moles. So the number of moles of the sodium hydroxide in 20 centimeter cube was 0.005. Then thereafter, Romeo 3, we are told the number of moles of sodium hydroxide in 250 centimeter cube solution. Learners, here, we were dealing with the number of moles of sodium hydroxide here, but in 20 centimeter cube. So we can say if 20 centimeter cube of sodium hydroxide has 0.005 moles, what about 250 centimeter cube? We can relate that. So cross multiply. we are going to say 250 multiplied by 0.005, then divided by 250. So here we are going to get 0.0625 moles. Okay, sorry, here we are having 250 multiplied by 0.005 divided by 20, not 250. Sorry for that. We are going to get 0.0625 moles. Okay, next, we are told the mass in grams of sodium hydroxide in 250 centimeter cube of solution. Remember, we have gotten the number of moles of sodium hydroxide in 250 centimeter cube of solution. So if we are told mass, what is the formula for calculating mass? Mass can be gotten by number of moles or moles multiplied by the RFM. That means the relative formula mass, or the RFM. Okay, what is our RFM of sodium hydroxide? Okay, the RFM for sodium is 23, plus that of oxygen is 16, plus that of hydrogen is 1. This one will give you 40. So thereafter, using this formula, mass is given by my moles, which is 0.0625 multiplied by 40, which is the relative formula mass of the sodium hydroxide. Here we are going to get 2.5 grams. So that's the mass of the sodium hydroxide in 250 centimeter cube of solution. Then lastly, the aim, Romeo 5, we are told the solubility of sodium hydroxide in gram by 100 gram of water. Remember, we said yesterday or our previous class, solubility is expressed in the unit for solubility is gram by 100 gram of water. So if we're told look for the solubility, we have the mass here. We have the mass as 2.5 gram. That's the mass of the solute. So what has it been dissolved? What amount of water? So check up there, we are given the saturated solution. So we are told 25 centimeter cube of saturated solution of sodium hydroxide weighing 28 gram. So this is the mass of the saturated solution, or mass of the solution. And we have gotten the mass of the solute as 2.5. So can we get the mass of the solvent or the mass of the water? Yes, we can get. So mass of water. Mass of water, that's the solvent, will be equal to mass of solution subtracted from mass of the solute minus mass of solute. So in our case here, we say the mass of the solution is the one that we are given here, 28 gram. So we say 28 minus, what about the mass of the solute? The mass of the solute is 2.5. So what are we going to get? So we are going to see what are we going to get when we subtract these two. We are going to get 25.5 gram. 25.5 gram of solvent, that is water. So what have we said about solubility? Okay, we are having here 2.5 gram, which has been dissolved in 25.5 gram of water. So we say, what about 100 gram of water? So we are going to say, if 2.5 gram of the solute, that means the sodium hydroxide, was dissolved in 25 or was containing 25.5 gram of water, we said, what about 100 gram of water? What about 100 gram of water? So we cross multiply. We are going to have here 2.5 times 100 divided by 25.5. Here, learners, we are going to get 9.804 grams by 100 gram of water. So that's our solubility. We are getting 9.804 gram by 100 gram of water. So here we are determining the solubility of a salt, and we are using the mole concept. So learners, in the extended question, we have a question of such. So try to do it, and you submit or you write your response in the comment section. I will check. So next, we are going to be dealing with determining the volume of the solvent, that is the water. So let's go example 1. We are told the solubility of potassium chloride at 65 degrees Celsius is 55 gram per 100 gram of water. What does this mean? That means in each 55 gram of the solute, that's the potassium chloride, is dissolved in 100 gram of water. So we are told determine the volume of water required to saturate 22 gram of potassium chloride at 65 degrees Celsius. So here they want the volume of the water. We are calculating or determining the volume of the water or the solvent. So what are we going to say? We are going to say 55 gram of the solute, that is the potassium chloride, is dissolved in 100 gram of water. 100 gram of water. So we ask ourselves, what about this solute, that is 22 gram of potassium chloride? What mass of water has it been dissolved? So we are going to cross multiply there. We are going to get 22 times 100 divided by 55. Using the calculator, we are going to get 40 gram of water. 40 gram of water. So this is the mass of water that saturate 22 gram of potassium chloride. That required to saturate 22 grams of potassium chloride. So thereafter, example 2, we are told the solubility of calcium chloride at 100 degrees Celsius is 80 gram per 100 gram of water. So we are told calculate or determine the volume of water in 36 gram of a saturated solution of calcium chloride at 100 degrees Celsius. So here, learners, they have given us the mass of the saturated solution of that calcium chloride. So we can take this 100 degrees Celsius, it is saturated solution. So saturated solution is just a solution. So how are we going to get a solution? We are supposed to add the mass of the solute, that's 80, then add the mass of the solvent. You add the mass of the solvent, which is 100. So this will be equal to 80 plus 100. This is 180 gram of saturated solution of that calcium chloride. So we are going to say 180 gram of that saturated calcium chloride. That saturated calcium chloride. What amount of water was it contained? 100 gram of water. It was containing 100 gram of water. So we said, what about that 6 grams? What about that 6 grams of saturated calcium chloride? So we are going to cross multiply and we are going to get the mass of the water there. So it will be that 6 times 100 divided by 180. What are we going to get here? We are going to get 20 grams of water. 20 grams of water. So learners, that is the end of our lesson. Kindly check that extended question. It's only one, and it's having the first concept that we have started in today. That's example number 4, calculating solubility using the mole concept. Kindly share your answer in the comment section, and I will respond to give you whether you are correct or not. Thank you. That's the end